Put on a suit.
Yeah. What up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all over the world? How are you this evening? Looks like I don't want to jump the gun here, and I'm not going to. But it looks like we may have an NBA champion by tomorrow. That's really all I have to say about that. I'm not going to say that the series is over, because stranger things have happened, right? Stranger things have happened, as we know, as you know, right? Stranger things have happened. And with that being said, I'm not going to jump the gun here. But from what I've seen so far, it looks to me like we're going to have an NBA champion by tomorrow night. That's what it looks like to me. This series looks like it's just about over. 100% is over. And it got me to thinking about how good this Celtic team has been all year long. I mean, there's a reason why I said in December that I think that they win in the NBA championship. Why I said in February they're winning the NBA championship. Why I said in April they're winning the NBA championship. And why I'm saying it today, they're winning the NBA championship. I said that. So with that being said, this isn't something that's news. Because if you look at what they've done all season long, yeah, some of the stuff, some of the way that they play, it could be a little bit exacerbating. I'm not gonna lie. It could definitely it could be tiresome the way that they play. Yes, 100% it could be. It could get stale because I expect so much more from them, considering what happened last year against the Miami Heat, whom I thought that they were. I thought that they had those dudes when they came back from being down 3-0. They came back from being down 3-0 and they end up putting them dudes in the chokehold in that game 7. I had them smoking the Heat. I ain't had them beating Miami. I had them smoking Miami in that game 7 in their building. And it didn't happen. Jason Tatum rolled his ankle. I just felt like there wasn't a team this season that was more complete than them. I looked at what they had. I looked at how they put it together. I looked at the way that they played. I looked at their personnel. I looked at how they shuffled their personnel. I looked at their cohesiveness, because you could have great players. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work. It does not mean that. It doesn't. And everything that they had this year, it reminded me of the Denver Nuggets from last year. Everything. I'm looking at this crew and I'm saying to myself, this team 100% looks like the best team in the NBA. I don't think that there's a team in the league better than them. And I think that they're going to win the NBA championship. I do. I think that they're going to win the NBA championship. And it looks like they are. Right? And it looks to me like they are going to win the NBA championship. So what makes them the best team in the league? When you look at this crew, right? When you look at this crew from top to bottom, what makes them the best team in the league? Well, they got 2 dynamic players. But before I tell you what they have, let's go over what constitutes a champion. Like what makes you an NBA champion? What do you need in order to win the NBA championship? What's necessary? I think you need elite perimeter players. I'll start there because this isn't 1995. This isn't 1987 where the big man ruled. The big man isn't ruling like he did years ago. And when I say the big man isn't ruling, I mean the big man isn't ruling like he did in 1987 where he played on the box primarily. And he didn't play on the perimeter like that. He didn't play at the long ball line. He played primarily on the box. He was your best defense. He was your best interior defender. He was your best rebounder more times than not. He was your bucket getter. That's who he was. That's who ruled back then. This isn't that time. The big man is still alive and well. And in the process of the big man being alive and well, he's still ruling. He's just ruling in a different way. But on the perimeter, I think you need elite perimeter play. The Celtics have that. They don't have one guy. They got two of them. In fact, they got two of them offensively. So Jason Tatum, this is his third straight season being a first-team All-Pro. I think he's the best small forward in the game. His ability to shoot the long ball, he's shooting one of his highest percentages from the floor this season. He's defending at a high level. He's not an all-league defender, but he's defending at a high level. Scoring's down just a little bit, but it's still elite. Jaylen Brown goes last year from 27 a game to 22 a game. His scoring has dropped, but he's still elite. One of the best 3-point, one of the best transition players in the game, if not the best. Statistically, it's James. Excuse me. Statistically, it's Giannis, James, and Pascal Siakam. I'm putting Jaylen Brown in that conversation. He's one of the best transition players in the game. There aren't many transition players in the game better than him. Not many. Once I get those three out of my head, Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards, KD. If I'm just thinking about great transition players, those guys. So you have great perimeter players. Number two, you need to be elite on the defensive end. And that starts on the perimeter. Well, they got that too. They have that too. They got that in Drew Holiday, who is arguably the best perimeter defender in the game. And then they have a multitude of defenders. Al Horford's a little long in the tooth, sure. Al Horford is a former all-league defender. Jaylen Brown is playing at an all-league defensive level. He has yet to make the all-league defensive team, but he's playing at an all-league defensive level. He's playing at that level. He just hasn't cracked the lineup yet. He's getting there. He just hasn't cracked the lineup yet. We have to have more conversation about Sam Hauser. Sam Hauser, who when I'm watching the Boston Celtics, when I'm watching the Dallas Mavericks in their action, they're actively going after Sam Hauser, which is not a good idea. He's not a mismatch. Sam Hauser he's not a mismatch. No. He holds his own against Luka. He holds his own against Irv. And he knocks down shots. Which leads me to my next point. You need damn good rotation players. We're not winning with just 5 guys. That's not enough. Nope. I got a really good starting 5. Right? I got a really good starting 5. That's not enough. No. I need more than that. What else can you give me? Because, right, what else can you give me? Well, you can give me a guy off the bench who defends. You can give me a guy off the bench who cleans glass. You can give me a guy off the bench who can knock down an open shot. You can give me a guy off the bench who takes care of the basketball. You can give me guys like that. When you give me guys like that, plus the starting 5 that I have, I'm pretty damn good. I'm damn good. What else do I need? Because, okay, I'm listening to you. You know, you cooking. What else do you have? Because you already told me that the starting 5 is awesome. Okay, I got that. Check. You need elite perimeter players. Check. I got that. You need elite perimeter defenders. Check. I got that. Well, what's the last line of defense? You need to rebound. I need glass cleaners. I need dudes who are going to clean glass. That's what I need. Check. We got that too. I think they were third in the league this year in rebounding. They were top 5 in the league this year in rebounding. What up, Dan? How you doing, brother? With them being as good as they are as a glass cleaning team, right? With them being as good as they are as a glass cleaning team, not just as a glass cleaning team, as good as they are as a offensive team. They had a top 3 offense this year. We were really critical. I was critical, me in particular. I was critical of them shooting the long ball. I wasn't sure how sustainable that was because when I saw the Warriors do it, they did it with an all-time great backcourt. They didn't do it with a backcourt that was good. No, they did it with 2 of the best sharpshooters in history. So with them doing that and winning, that doesn't mean we all can do that. No. That just means they did it. That doesn't mean that we all can do that. No. And collectively, they were able to crack the long ball with the best teams in NBA history. When you really look at what the Boston Celtics have done from an offensive standpoint, I believe they got 8 guys on the unit that cracked over 100 threes this year. I don't think that's ever happened in NBA history. Never. 8 guys this season that have cracked over 100 long balls. That's pretty impressive. So when you couple that in, you couple all of that stuff in with, we're one of the better defensive teams in the game, right? We're one of the better defensive teams in the game. We clean glass with the best of them. We hold teams to the least amount of points. I believe in this series, if I go back, I want to make sure, I don't want to mislead you guys in any way, right? I don't want to mislead you guys in any way. But the Celtics, not the Celtics, I'm sorry, but the Dallas Mavericks, I think they're 7th in the league overall in offense. I think they're averaging, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're averaging something like, for the season, it was averaging like 117 a game. Yeah, they're averaging 117 a game. In these playoffs, I think in these playoffs, they're averaging well over 100. Just so you know, these are how many times they scored 100 against the Celtics. These many right here. The Celtics have held them under 100 these many times. I'm sorry. The Celtics have allowed them to score 100, not held them under 100. The Celtics have allowed them to score 100 points these many times. That's it. 0. They have yet to score 100 points in the series. Now, if I let you tell it, and I don't mean you specifically, but if I let those of you out there that are critical, excuse me, if I let you tell it, this playoff run was one that was watered down. This Dallas Maverick team shouldn't even have been in the NBA Finals. They're a 5th seed. So this isn't one of the better playoff runs in NBA history. I was wondering that, actually. I was actually wondering, where does this playoff run with the Boston Celtics, where does this stack up with other playoff runs in NBA history? Where does this stack up with the 86 Celtics? Where does this stack up with the, and by the way, these are, and not just with the Boston Celtics. I'm talking all the all-time great teams. I mean, the Bulls only lost 2 games in the playoffs in 91. That's it. They lost 2 games in the playoffs. Both of those games were on the road, too, by the way. They lost game 4 to Philly. I'm sorry. One of those 2 games was on the road. That's not true. One of those 2 games was on the road. They lost game 4 to Philly, And then they lost game 1 to the Lakers at home. They only lost they only lost one game on the road that year in the playoffs. One. So we clear. You look at the Boston Celtics playoff run this year. They're undefeated on the road in the playoffs. They've lost 2 games in the playoffs this year. Not only have they lost 2 games, they're undefeated on the road, and they're undefeated after a loss. When they lose a game, they don't lose anymore. Very much like the Lakers did in 2020 in the bubble. I think the Lakers lost that first game, then they ran off 4 straight. They lose the first game to Houston. They lose the first game to the Trailblazers, run off 4 straight. They lose that first game to Houston, run off 4 straight. They lose that first game to Denver, run off 4 straight. But then they lose 2 to Miami. So that's a little tricky. This isn't the conference playoffs. This is the NBA playoffs, including the finals. So for them to only lose 2 games, I'm thinking about the other great teams that have won the NBA championship, like the 87 Lakers. I mean, they had to play Phoenix in the first round that year, right? They had to play Phoenix in the first round that year, and Phoenix was 10 games under 500. 10 games under 500. That 87 Laker team. That 86 Celtic team. I don't think the 3 teams that they beat, 2 of them was 50-win teams. One of them was 2 games over 500. And I understand that, Jordan had missed the majority of the season. That team is better than 30 games. That's probably a 45. That's probably a 45, 50-win team. That's probably a 45-win team, that Bulls team. They definitely win more than 30 games that year if Jordan's playing. That's probably it. They're definitely a 40+ win team. Maybe 45 games that year if Jordan plays the majority of the season. He missed 60-something games. So when you're talking about great playoff runs, and you're talking about a team like, and you're talking about a team like the Celtics, despite who's in front of you, and despite whatever their ailments are, that is not a me issue. That is a you problem. If we're racing, it's not my fault that you blew your tires. That is not my issue. And you're not going to hold that against me. No, you will not. You will not hold that against me. No, you will not. So I got to ask the question of, where does this playoff run with the Celtics, where does it fall? Because I think it was damn good. Really quickly, guys, I got a super chat, and I'm going to get right back to you. This super chat reads, Chill, are you ready to admit that Riley failed Butler? Kyle Lowry, biggest addition of the era, 2nd most wins in the playoffs and no chip. And that was Riley? And Riley was the issue with that? You think Riley was the issue with that because teams weren't talented enough? That's Riley's fault that Tyler Hero, who he stole in the draft at 14, the best rotation player in the game, broke down and couldn't play in the playoffs? He's got a 20-10 guy in Bam. 20-10. And an all-league defender who's been playing at not just an all-league defensive, not just an all-league defensive rate. He's arguably the defensive player of the year. You can make that argument for Bam over the last 3 years. Caleb Martin, one of the better dirty work guys. One of the better dirty work guys in the game. Duncan Robinson, one of the better 3-point shooters in the game. Pat Riley failed buckets. He got everything that he could out of buckets. He got Jimmy Butler in the 2019-2020 season. That's 5 years ago. Jimmy Butler was 29 years old. 29. 29 years old when he got him. He got Jimmy Butler in his prime. And in the process of him getting Jimmy Butler in his prime, he put a 20-10 all-league defender around him, one of the better sharpshooters in the league around him. Because, again, you can't just put Jimmy Butler on a crew with a bomb squad. Because didn't we see that already? Didn't we see Jimmy Butler in Chicago with Dwayne Wade and Rondo? Didn't we see Jimmy Butler in Minnesota with Andrew Wiggins and Cat? We've seen that already. So you have to build a team around a guy's skill set. You can't put a dude on a crew and put a bunch of other ballers in terms of superstars around him. Them days are over. I think those days are over. Teams are being built around a guy's skill set. Why do you think Dallas is doing what they're doing? They just ran into a better team. They just ran into a better team. That's it. They essentially ran into a better team. And I didn't say that Minnesota was a bomb squad. I didn't. But they had some damn good young talent in Andrew Wiggins, in Cat. They had some damn good talent in those guys. I didn't say they were a bomb squad. But the point is that the years of the Miami Heat and the KD Warriors, those I think those days are over. I do. I think those days are over. That Denver team is built around Joker's skill set. That Milwaukee team is built around Giannis and what Giannis is and what Giannis does. Right? Not only is that unit built around him, they screwed up. They screwed up getting off of Drew Holiday and bringing in Damian Lillard. And I understand why they did it. Giannis was up for an extension, and they wanted to show Giannis that they were serious about winning. They wanted to show Giannis, hey, we're serious about winning. This might not necessarily be the right move, which I don't think it was. I don't think it was the right move, but we still want to show that, yeah, we're serious. And we are willing to take risks. And they did that. It failed miserably off the strength that Giannis got hurt, because if Giannis doesn't get hurt, I'm not sure that Indiana beats them, even though Indiana was looking at them like they was a bucket of extra crispy, off the strength of Damian Lillard being there. Off the strength of Damian Lillard being there. So they got to come back next year. I'm sure they're going to be better. I'm sure that that Milwaukee team is going to plug those holes that they have. Right. Because that unit, when it was successful, it was built around Giannis' skill set. This Boston Celtic team is built around Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown's skill set and how much better they've gotten. You take out you take out Marcus Smart and you replace him with a better lead guard. I do the same thing you do, except better. The exact same thing that you do. I do all of that. I defend. I'm a better defender. I don't just defend. I'm a better defender than you. I rebound. I can play in the post. I'm a better distributor than you. I'm a better long ball shooter than you. And I fit on this unit better than you did. The difference is I just got on the unit. So it was a matter of them trusting me. They don't know me. They had you on the unit for as long as they had you. So because they had you for as long as they had you, I got to develop that trust with them. Because they don't know me. Same logic went on with Giannis in 2021. Giannis in 2021, the Milwaukee Bucks take out Eric Bledsoe, enter Drew Holiday. Everything you do, I do it. Except I'm better than you at it. All of it. Not some of it or most of it. All of it. I'm better than you at all of this stuff. I'm the difference. I am the difference on this unit. That's working around both Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown's skill set. This big guy that you got, Robert Williams, who was a defensive genius. Okay. Think about what we need in this league in order to win. You need some sort of box work. You need a guy that I can throw the ball to on the block. I left that out when you win in the NBA championship. You need that. If I don't have that, it's going to be hard to win. Yeah, it's going to be hard to win if I don't have that. So, with that being said, right? With that being said, I'm going to take Robert Williams out of the lineup and I'm going to replace him with Kristaps Porzingis. I'm losing some of the defense that I gave up. I'm losing some of it. I'm not losing all of it. I'm losing some of it. But I'm replacing it with better offense. So I still get some of that defense back. I still get some of that rim protection back. I still get some of that rebounding back. I still get some of that paint presence back. I don't lose all of it. I still have some of it. In the process of me having some of it, I now get some offense. Better offense. That's huge, yo. That is huge. So now I have somebody that I can plug in an area where I didn't. And then into Derek White, a dirty work guy. I didn't have that 2 years ago. So when I now have that, I'm looking at this Boston Celtic team like everything that's necessary to win, we have it. The example that I give is one of a chef. I'm not giving you second or third hand groceries. Everything you need to cook this meal to precision, for this meal to be great, everything you need, here it is. Now, and I said this to the fellas a couple of days ago, now you may have run out of seasoning, right? You may have run out of seasoning. You may not have had the steak that you're cutting. It might not have been as big, or the knife broke on that steak. Can you still make it work? Yes. We're here. The meal is almost finished. Make it work. We've done enough. It's not like the stove is broken. The stove still works. It's not like any of those other things. The stove still works. I still got my pots and pans. Make it work. Make this work. And they did everything that was necessary with Porzingis. Remember, Porzingis, he's only played 4 games in these playoffs. 4.5. So they had him early in the playoffs. In the first 2 games against Miami, he came up lame in game 3. And they didn't have him for the rest of the playoffs. And then they have him for the first 2 games of the finals. Right? They have him for the first 2 games of the finals. And then he comes up lame again. He gave us I ran out of seasoning. We still got enough to make this meal work. We still have enough to make this meal a great meal. We still have enough. Yes. Fix it. Finish it. Finish it. Now you got one more game and end this thing. I am not going to jump the gun, but it doesn't look good for Dallas. It doesn't. It does not look good for Dallas. Off the strength that Luka, whom I said to you guys before this series started, you and I had a conversation, and you were asking me, what can Boston do? What can Boston do to win this series? And I told you that their offense is their best defense. And what is that? Go after Luka. Don't let him off the hook. Continuously put him in action. Continuously put him in action. Because he doesn't want to defend. He does not want to defend. No, he doesn't. And he's proven that. I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if you guys heard me say this earlier today. But Luka, almost 68% of the time that he's guarding anybody, he's getting blown by. Almost 70% of the time he's guarding somebody, he's getting blown by. That's a cone. Guys, that is a cone. That is all he wants to do is get back to the basketball. And I said to you guys before this series started, the Dallas Mavericks are not going to win the NBA championship. Same reason why the Portland Trailblazers were never going to win the NBA championship until Damian Lillard committed on the defensive end of the floor. I ain't asking for Sidney Moncrief. I ain't asking for that dude. I ain't asking for Joe Dumars. I'm not asking for Dennis Johnson, because I know that you don't have that level of defense in you. I ain't asking that. What I am asking, though, is can I get that effort that Joker's giving me? Because Joker ain't the best defense. Joker is not the best defender. He isn't. You know what Joker is going to do, though? He's going to try. Joker is going to try. 100% Joker is going to try. He's going to give me that effort in order to win. He's going to try. And the idea that Luka is trying or he's giving effort, I've seen it. I've seen the effort that Luka has given. Problem is that it's not on a consistent basis. That's the issue. It's not that he's not giving me the effort. It's like my chick cooks. She'll cook me a great meal, right? Like if I got a chicken here and I come home and one night there's a great meal on the table. The next night, not so much. The night after that, The night after that, great meal on the table. And it's not necessarily the steak and potatoes, but man, you can see the effort that she put in to make this meal. But then the next night, it's all right. And then the next night, garbage. I'm not even eating that. I'm not even eating this meal. Do not put that in front of me. That's garbage. I am not eating that. Terrible. That's Luka. That's Luka. That is Luka right there. One night, the effort is fantastic. The next night, terrible. The next night, it's a 4. The next night after that, garbage again. Garbage. I'm looking for effort. That's what I'm looking for, and I'm not getting it. I'm not. I got a guy complaining, and not just him. And I want to make sure that we clear. People talk about. I've had conversations with the fellas, and we've talked about the other guys who their effort on defense has been bad. Well, guess what, guys? That starts with my leader. That starts with my leader. That's who it starts with. If my leader isn't giving me effort, that's gonna seep into the rest of us. That's gonna seep into the rest of us. And then you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna see that effort from my leader. You're gonna see that effort with the rest of us. And then what happens? You get a 3. You're down 0-3 in the series. You're down 0-3 in the series. So I want to know, what's the next step for the Dallas Mavericks? Do they run it back next year? Like, where do we go from here with the Dallas Mavericks? Because, to be honest with you, you guys know where I am when it comes to getting swept. You guys know where I am when it comes to getting swept. I don't care what round it is, whether you get swept in round 1 or you get swept in the NBA Finals. You ain't close to winning it. You ain't close. So what changes need to be made on the Dallas Mavericks season? I'll tell you the changes that need to be made. The one change that needs to be made is with their leader. He's got to look himself in the mirror. I have to. I'm not saying that I should. I'm not saying that I'm going to try. I'm saying that I have to. I got to commit. on the defensive end. If you think about all the championship teams, not some of them or most of them, right? Not some of them or most of them. Think about all the championship teams. What's the one thing that they all have in common? In addition, excuse me, in addition to winning it, what do they all have in common? Everybody is bought in. Everybody. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not, kumbaya and we're all holding hands. No, it gets ugly sometimes. We got to have it out sometime. With that being said, we got to get on the same page. In order for us to win it, we got to get. What page are you on? Okay, I got to get on your page. You guys see us winning because we're defending. I got to get on that page. I see what you guys are doing. Everybody is bought in to what we're doing. Everybody is in. Not some of us, not most of us. Everybody is bought in. So I don't think that their leader is bought in. I don't. I don't think that he's bought in like he should be. I want to hear from you guys. You're the guys that I want to hear from. Where do the Mavs go next after this? What up?
What's up, Jay?
What up?
I mean, in the literal sense, you have to run it back. They don't have a first round pick this year. They trade that for Gafford.
Yeah.
But I mean, what they have to hope for is that Kyrie doesn't regress too much, and after like their other young players, they take a step up. Like if you know Jay and Hardy, and after Oliver, Maxine Prosper, like I think like I think the main thing that should happen. I mean, like you said, Lucas should play more defense, but like the person that's gonna tell him to do that, who's gonna tell him to do that? They all scared.
That's the difference, though, Joel. That part right there, what you just said. You are the leader. You are the leader. If you are the leader, we're following you and your brand of basketball, the way you defend. No, somebody has to be able to step up and go, yo, get on our page, man. Get on our page. You have to be able to do that. But the great players, they hold themselves accountable. Nobody has to hold them accountable. Jordan showed up to practice. He was the one winning all the suicides. He was the one winning all the sprints. He was the one coming in first. James is in practice. He's there 2 hours before practice. He's playing defense. He's doing all of this stuff necessary for us to win. Tim Duncan, he's not talking much, but he's in practice. And he's actually being held accountable. When Pop gets on him and he's changing whether the way he blocks out, how he's closing out, because he's accepting criticism and being held accountable, I got to do it too. I'm bought in. Luka isn't holding himself accountable. Until he can hold himself accountable, they won't win. They won't.
Well, chill. Did you see the clip of Jason Kidd interview like today or no?
No, I didn't.
Hello.
What did he say?
So basically, a reporter asked them, is like they asked him like, remember the timeout during the 20-2 run
I do remember
after
that.
Jason
Mhm.
Kidd, like the reporter kept on asking the question after like he knew which timeout he was talking about, but after like he just started avoiding the question. It's like there's like it feels like there's no accountability right there from even from the head coach. So like I don't know.
He screwed up. And it's okay to say, you know what? I shouldn't have taken that timeout. I heard Pat Riley say that when they played against the Lakers, when the Lakers played against the Celtics in 84 in game 2, when James Worthy turned the ball over. He said, I should have never taken the timeout. Why am I taking the timeout? We got the lead. Not only do we have the lead, I should have advanced the ball, but I didn't do that. It was the worst. It was the worst decision, and it's fine. Just say that, yo, I screwed that up. We shouldn't have taken the timeout because we were rolling at that point, but he didn't.
Yeah, but chill.
This starts with Luka. This starts with your leader.
But chill, Luca's not gonna change. They literally brought this kid in because they didn't want because the guy that was holding him accountable, he didn't want to take. He said he's done with that, man. He gave up, man. Like,
How can he not change? You got swept in the finals.
hmm?
Swept. How can you not? How can you
But
keep doing what you're doing? You got swept out the finals. You're not close. Whatever you're doing, it's not working. It's not. And he has to see it that way. I'm not saying that he should or he should reevaluate. The 34, 9, and 9, we already know that you're a fantastic player. We already know that you're a first-team all-league performer. We already know this. This is not news. What matters now, when you get to the playoffs, how deep you're going to go in the playoffs, if you're going to win, how you're going to win, because we've already seen the other stuff from you. With all of that being said, you get swept in the finals, you're not close. That means that whatever I'm doing, whatever we're doing, it has to change. And it starts right here. This dude right here. It starts with you. What am I doing? What can I do to change that? That's the only way that this is going to change. You got to start right here with this dude right here. So, all right, brother.
I got like a separate topic. Why you hit my Panthers, man?
Because what
Why
they
you hit
did to
my
my
Florida
because
Panthers?
what they did
Like,
to my Devils last year. That's why.
come on, man. We about win against Edmonton, bro. Like, shit, we
What
about win against the best player in the world, bro. You talking about our defensemen are garbage, bro. Like,
I
come
no,
on,
that's not
bro.
true. I did not say that. Y'all got damn good defensemen. Yes, you do. You got damn good. Not only do
Hey,
you have good defensemen, your goalie stood on his head
oh my,
in both of these games.
yeah,
He stood
bro.
on his head. I ain't gonna
And that
fight that.
one, no, bro, it should have been two shutouts, bro. But that one goal, bro, like it slipped under him, bro. Like he almost had that one too. It would have
He
been
did.
two shutouts, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, we
They've been
about to
more
win
physical
against
too,
Edmonton.
and they've been
Yeah,
more physical with Edmonton, which I'm
exactly,
surprised because Edmonton ain't a soft team. They are not.
exactly. And Connor McDavid, I don't know, he ain't been like a standout yet.
Yeah, we're gonna see though. We gonna see tonight. Y'all in Edmonton, so we're gonna
Yeah,
see tonight.
yeah, we gonna take care of them, huh?
All right, brother. Good to talk to you. No doubt. What up?
What up, Chill? Am I clear?
What up? What's going on, brother?
What's good, man? Long time. I think the last time we spoke was around when Cat got injured before the playoffs. Now we're in Game 4 of the finals. Crazy,
We're in
but
game 4 of the finals. Last time I talked to you, I do remember that. Yep.
yeah, man, I agree with the last guy saying that Luka won't change. The effort will be there in flashes, like we seen
Mm-hmm.
throughout the last series. But he won't become a defender of any sort.
At all?
But nah, I don't. He's gonna always be for, I mean, maybe the next 4 to 5 years, however long his prime is, he'll always be this elite offensive player, but that
Sure.
defense ain't coming, man.
Now
He
remember, Vinny,
needs
I'm not asking Vinny. I'm not asking for Joe Dumas, Vinny.
nah,
Right?
you ain't asking for Drew Holiday. You're not asking for
I'm
nothing
not.
crazy. I
I'm not
understand
asking
that.
for
I
that.
understand that.
No, I'm not. I'm not asking for Avery Bradley. I'm not asking for that. No. What I am asking is I'm asking that you don't get blown by. I'm not.
How many
I'm
times
asking.
was it? They said it's a record. They said he set a record or something.
60. It's almost 68% of the time. Whoever he's standing in front of blows by him. That's almost 70%. Vinny, he a cone.
The
He's a cone,
definition of
Vinny.
a cone. The
He's a
definition
cone.
of
He's
a
getting
cone.
blown by. He's not able to stay in front of anybody. He's a cone. We can't
Yeah,
win like
man.
that.
We
Magic gave
can't.
me effort. Magic was not a great defender, Vinny. He wasn't.
Steph Curry gave effort.
Steph Curry was not a great defender. Steph Curry gonna get in the stance. He gonna get around screens. And he gonna try. He's going to try. 100% he's gonna try. This guy, we're not winning like that. We're not. We're not
100%.
gonna win like that.
Something got to change in Dallas, man. They need somebody, some type of veteran that can talk to him of some sort. But I don't know. But I wanted to speak to Drew Holiday because I feel like the narrative surrounding him is kind of false right now, saying that the Bucks gave the Celtics a championship.
No,
In
they
a
didn't.
way, they did. But I feel like Drew Holiday's fit with the Celtics is much different than it was with the Bucks. He's a fourth to fifth scoring option on some nights, but at some nights he could be your number one scorer, like we've seen in Game 2 at home.
Sure.
But the Bucks were asking him to be a number two scorer consistently when Chris Middleton wasn't there, that's not who Drew is. So I feel like
No.
that whole talking point surrounding the Bucks giving the Celtics a championship, they kind of did, but at the same time they didn't. Honestly, in my opinion,
I don't think that Milwaukee had anything to do with giving Boston the championship. One,
I agree.
they traded. Well, first of all, he wasn't in Milwaukee.
He was in Portland.
Yes, he was in. His rights were in Portland.
They thought they sent him to purgatory.
Yes,
That's what.
And I didn't think he'd play up in Portland. To be honest with you, I didn't think he'd even put a Trailblazer uniform on. I didn't. I was thinking Pat Riley pick up the telephone because the Damian Lillard thing didn't work. He would have been perfect for
I
them.
heard you. I heard you talking about that just now
He would have been
when you had that
perfect.
super chat.
Oh my, he would have been perfect for them. He would have been him, buckets, Bam.
Man, you talking about defense?
What? He would have been perfect for them. And buckets, Bam, and him at any point could get going offensively. But you know,
100%.
one thing is a fact. One thing that I know for a fact is we defending every night that those three guys are on the floor. That's a fact.
Oh yeah,
We
we
know
hounded 94 feet. We hounded. And I
So
also wanted to, real quick, I wanted to shout out Joe Mazzulla for his coaching job. I feel like this is the first team, maybe in a while or maybe ever, to win. Or they haven't won yet, but I mean, I feel like they're going to. It's a closed deal, in my opinion.
I do too.
I feel like they're the first team to win in a while or maybe ever with this much of a 3-point shot diet. I know a lot of people were questioning his philosophy throughout the regular season with how much they shoot threes.
Right.
And for it to come to fruition like this and for them to win in this fashion with the way they're putting up threes, man, it's amazing to see. It's crazy how much they put it up. I think in game 1 or game 2, I'm trying to think, I think 50% of their attempts were threes.
Right.
And it's
I mean,
crazy. I wanted to shout out Brad Stevens too for his moves, man. He
shot
made
46,
some crazy moves.
I think 45 or 46 threes yesterday. They shot. And
yeah,
sure,
they put them up. They put them up, man.
Well, sure, we can poo-poo at, right? Sure, we can poo-poo at, they shoot too many threes. They're about to win the NBA championship. Not everybody can do that. The Golden State, the Phoenix Suns, I think, started this. Golden State took it to another level.
Yeah, but I feel like Golden State, they put them up, but it wasn't to this level attempts-wise. Golden State, that was always the thing with them. They kept it. They went inside and they shot mid-range too with all the guys they had, Sean Livingston and all those guys. But yeah, man, the Celtics, they're doing their thing. One more thing before I get out of here. Do you think the Mavericks would have beat Denver?
No,
if they matched up.
I don't.
And on top of that, how many games does a series between Denver and Boston go?
6.
I got to go in 6 too.
Yep. 6.
I got Boston coming out on top though.
I had them winning the NBA championship all year long. So 6 games. Absolutely.
Good talking to you, man.
All right, Vinny, you know where to find me at, brother. No doubt. I don't. The answer. I mean, as good as Luka is, the answer that was necessary for Joker, they didn't have that. And knowing Mike Malone, man, he would have went after the way that Joe Mazzulla is going after. The way that Joe Mazzulla is going after Luka, Mike Malone would have went after him even more. He would have almost been unplayable. What up?
Yo, hey, Chill. I heard you ask, or someone said they should run this team back. I think they overachieved this year with this team they got now. I think this team, this is the best we'll see from them. So, do you think it's like any free agents or something?
No,
I don't know who's
right
in the
there.
market.
No. I want you to stay right there. You said this is the best we've seen from them. So does that mean that we got to move off of some of these guys because we've probably gotten everything that we're going to get?
I don't think they have the championship level role players that you can rely on to win a championship. I think PJ Washington and Derrick Jones and Tim Hardaway, I don't really think those are championship role players.
Well, they're in the championship. To win it, that's something different.
That's what I'm talking about. Winning, I don't think that's what you can win with.
Right. I mean, if you run up on a team like the Celtics, who's one of the most complete teams that we've seen in a long time, I mean, it's going to be pretty difficult. I don't know how many teams in the West. I don't think that there's any team in the Western Conference. Minnesota, Oklahoma City, Denver. I don't think any of those teams would have beaten the Celtics. None of them with what they have. As good as Joker is, as good as Jamal Murray is, as young as that Oklahoma City team is, that Clipper team, I don't think any of those teams would have beaten the Celtics with what the Celtics have as a complete unit. So now you have this Dallas unit with PJ Washington, with Daniel Gafford. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not sure that I want to run it back because I don't want to be the Trailblazers from 19. I don't want to be the Atlanta Hawks from 21 because the Western Conference is going to get better. I don't want to do that. But I'm not sure that I want to get off of these guys neither. I'm not sure I want to. I'm not sure that I want to do that.
because Luca and Kyrie, that duo, I don't see. Obviously it's just a terrible defensive backcourt, but Luca, like, do you think he's going to improve as a defender and get in better shape? Because I don't think he's in championship shape right now.
Well, that's who Luca is. If we're talking about being in shape, I mean, what are you looking for from Luca in terms of his body? The reason why I'm asking you that is because I
I'm
saw
looking for
Joe
him not to look tired, not to look like he's just gassed,
Gas. Sure.
just tired and gassed at the end of the games. I need him to look like he can hold up till the end.
Because I watched Joker drop 35 pounds, and he had the best season of his career. They won the NBA championship. It was better. It was actually better, I thought, than what he had his two previous MVP seasons. He had dropped 35 pounds, smoked everybody in the playoffs, and I think he averaged 30 and I think he averaged 30, 10, and 10 in the finals. I think he averaged a triple double. That's all because he got himself in better shape.
So if this is who Luka is when it comes to him being in shape, then I don't think he can lead you to a championship if this is what he is.
It can't be. He's 25 years old, B. This can't be who he is in terms of physically. And I think he has to know that. Specifically off the strength that this team got smoked in the finals.
Hold on, real quick.
This is what I'm talking about. They got smoked in the finals. Smoked. What up?
Yo, what up? What up?
What up?
Yeah, I think you overreacted, man. I don't think it's nothing that the Mavericks could do to get better. They already got a great team. They in the finals, chill. So you can't compare this to that Portland train. They never got to the finals. The Celtics are just that good. Yeah, but that's not the finals. If you can't get to the finals,
but it's one round away. It's not like the
chill.
first round to the
What you mean?
semifinals.
It's just one round away. That's a series. Like you can't downplay getting to the finals. Chill. That's hard to do. This is just like in the 90s with the Bulls. It's nothing nobody could have done to beat Jordan and Pippen. It's nothing nobody could have done. What happened this year? Jaylen Brown. He took that next step. And what's scary is Tatum hasn't even took that next step yet. So he hasn't even reached his full power. So what the Mavericks can do, I would try to replace Kyrie because he's getting old. Luka needs another partner now, but they got a great team. Lively is a rookie. If he gets better, the Mavericks can still run the West. I think people kept saying that the West was better than the East, and that was not true. And the Eastern Conference Finals, man, I was looking at T.J. McConnell and his speed, the way he was playing, the way Nembhard was playing. I actually feared them more than what I fear Luka now in these finals because of the speed at which they were playing.
Now,
so
I want to stay there. I want to stay right where you at. Keep going.
Oh no. You can go ahead.
I want to rewind because again, I can appreciate your logic about it's not the finals, but when you get to the West Finals, despite the fact that the Trailblazers got swept, I mean, we're still there. It was obvious that they weren't close because they ran up on the Warriors, and with them running up on the Warriors, and they got smoked 4 straight with having double-digit leads, it was obvious that they weren't close. We can't run it back when we get smoked. Now, don't get me wrong. We don't have to make drastic changes. I'm not doing that, class, right? I'm not saying, we got to completely flip this roster. No, I'm not saying that because I watched the 76ers smoke the Lakers in 83. Smoked them. They didn't flip the roster. There's some accountability on this crew. Some of these guys have to get better because the Western Conference is going to get better next season, right? So maybe there are some minor changes that you need to make on this roster. Maybe upgrade that Derek Jones Jr. position because you've probably gotten everything that you're going to get out of him. I don't think that you're going to get much more. I'm not sure if I'm ready to. I'm not sure if I'm ready to ink him long term. I'm not sure. I'm not saying that I won't. I'm just not sure. We may be.
How old is Derek Jones?
I want to say like 28. He's been in the league.
How old is PJ Washington?
Oh, I don't even think he's 20. I don't think he's 28. He's a young guy
Derek
too.
Jones, he had chemistry with Luka. Like Luka is a great player. Like the Celtics are just that good. Luka is no different than Jokic. He's just shorter. So if Jokic can get to the finals, I don't know if they made any drastic changes when they lost in the Western Conference Finals or not. But the way they got their team set up, that's it. I guess they let them guys grow. the Mavericks just need to let those guys grow, and I would say get rid of. I mean, you might as well get rid of Kyrie because he's getting older. I don't think they can. They may can run it back next year. I mean, I don't know, but I just think they need to just let these guys grow. Luka has great chemistry with Derrick Jones, PJ Washington, and with Derek Lively.
Lively and
They just
Gafford.
ran into a better team, and Boston's going to keep getting better too. So, but I mean, I don't think the Mavericks need to make no major adjustments. They
I don't know
aren't.
if I don't know if I'm ready to get off Irv though. He's only 32 years old, so I think I still got some years left in him. I think I can still get some good years out of him. And Luka does need that other number 2 guy in order to, and not only that number 2 guy, a vet like Kyrie Irving. And he actually looks really good with them. So I'm not ready to move off of Irv yet. And like I said, class, I'm not ready. I don't want to flip this roster over. I don't want to do that.
So who are you trying to get? So what are you trying to do then, Chill? Like what are you trying to upgrade?
I think we can upgrade our rotation. I think we can get a better rotation. I think we can get a better Exum. I think we could do better with Green. I'm good on Max Kleber. I'm ready to move off of him.
So you mean like the backup guys?
I feel like our rotation guys. I think we can do. I feel like we can do something there.
But in regards to the starting lineup, you wouldn't make no changes right there.
Not anything major. Not anything major. If there's anything that I'm looking at, because again, Luka and Daniel Gafford, that works. I just don't like the fact that and this is becoming evident in the series, and I've said this to you before, my man. I don't like the fact that Luka is responsible for so much of everybody else's offense. I don't like that. And what I mean when I say that is we're in a different league. This isn't Magic being responsible for James Worthy and being responsible for Byron Scott. No, we're in a league where, guys have to not only make shots, they have to be able to get their own shots. They have to be able to do that. And Luka shouldn't have to be responsible for that much. I'm not saying that he can't be responsible for the offense. I shouldn't be responsible for this much.
But do you think Luka even wants to play that way? Because if Luka's not responsible for that much, does he still make first team All NBA?
That's the issue right there, because I think that's Luka's game. That's the biggest pushback that I've had with Luka. The fact that he has to do so much, but this unit is built around him like that he has to do so much, which would explain why they're not winning. Because teams exploit that.
But Chill, they are winning. They just not winning against the Celtics. They got to the finals. I think they could have beat the Nuggets, but that would have been a good series. But they smoked the Minnesota. They smoked the Timberwolves, who beat the defending champions. Like the only problem is that they ran into a great team, an all-time great team.
So what happens next year when Oklahoma City comes back better?
Because Oklahoma is not going to be that much better than them. I don't fear Oklahoma City. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I don't think he moves at a faster pace than Luka. Like those guys in the West, they're slow. The guys in the East, I think they move at a faster pace than the guys in the West.
I don't know, class, because I'm looking at that Oklahoma City team. They basically doing the same thing that the Celtics did. The Celtics are doing the same thing that Oklahoma City did, except better. And they took Oklahoma City. So Oklahoma City took them to 6 games.
But don't Oklahoma City got guys on the starting lineup that can't shoot?
Well, that's the thing. I think that they're going to upgrade that roster. They're going to move. I think they're going to move off of Giddey. They're going to move off of Giddey. Chet's going to be better next year. J-Dub's going to be better next year. Cason Wallace shoot the long ball, but he's not a starter. No.
Right.
Maybe I'm on record also saying that I think that we can do better. I think we can do better. I want to upgrade that Lou Dort position. If you're talking about winning,
Lou Dort is a great defender, though. Chill. We were just talking about defense, though.
100% he is, but I think that I can get a defender who's maybe a step below him, kind of like what happened with Robert Williams and Porzingis, where I didn't lose all of the defense, but I got better offensively. I still got some of that defense back, but I can get some more offense. That's where I am with Lou Dort. So when I think about Oklahoma City, well, now I'm talking about a unit that's young, but it's gotten better. I'm out on the Clippers. I don't want to talk about the Clippers. I'm out on them. I've always been out on them. Denver's going to come back better next year. Minnesota, they're going to be better next year. The Western Conference is going to get better. Houston's going to get better. I can't forget, Memphis is going to be back.
And Dallas is going to get better too, Chill. Like, that's what we're overreacting because the Celtics are just that good.
They are that good. And I'm an advocate of that, yo. I'm an advocate of demanding that guys get better, which is why I'm saying I don't think that we have to do something drastic here. I don't want to flip the roster. No, I don't want to do that. but I don't think that we could just sit on our hands and do nothing. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Yo, yeah,
All right,
man.
brother.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Appreciate you letting me up.
Good to talk to you, brother. Absolutely. I just don't. I just feel like it would be tough to do that. To just because now what you're doing is you opening up the door to what happened to the Trailblazers. You opening the door to what happened to Atlanta. I don't want to do that. No, I'm not trying to hear doing that. What up?
What up, man?
Leaf, I'm sick of you, Leaf. I'm so sick of you and your energy. I'm so sick of you and your haterism. You did the same thing to me when my 49ers beat you. You came in here with this bullshit, and here you are again. They're about to beat these dudes again, and it's how about just being humble? You know what? They the best team in the league. How about that, Leaf? I'm so sick of you, man. I swear. I'm sick of you.
Son, you didn't even let me say a word before.
You know why? Because your energy, it's gotten on me. That's why. Your energy got on me. Your negative energy got on me. And this is where we are now. You done screwed it up. And this is my fault because I let you do this. I let you get this bullshit energy on me. And I'm sorry, folks, that I let this negative energy get on me. This is what I did. I let this negative energy get on me. My fault. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I would just like to say to everybody in the chat, listen, if my energy influences you, then how much of an influence am I really on everybody else? Like my thing is me not saying a word has the man of this channel, the patriarchy of this channel, brother Chilltown, up in an array, and now he's blaming me for just coming and saying 2 words, and now my energy is on him. So he did like somehow, some way, I with just 2 words affected a man that's had over 30-something years of basketball knowledge. Somehow, so I want you to all to pay attention to the screen. Because somehow, some way, I did this. I'm responsible for this. This man who has the best basketball knowledge out of a lot of people that I know, he said that I affected him. I made it noted. I did.
I'm so
when meanwhile, like I didn't even
get to the point, Lee. Get to the point, Lee. Let's get to the point, Lee. Get to the point.
Let's get to the point. The Dallas Mavericks are officially in panic mode. It's just that simple. Luka Doncic defensively, we knew that he was absolutely abysmal when he has to guard. Me and you agreed on that about that because the last person that actually made him guard was James Harden, and somehow they managed to get out of that series. But that's not a problem that Luka can really fix right now in this series. The problem that they can fix is something that you touched on coming into this postseason, and that's pace. Moving the goddamn ball and hurrying up with your offense. Not slowing the shit down and waiting for Drew Holiday and arguably the best backcourt, 2-man backcourt defensively in the past couple of years, however many years you want to say, to get back and get into their defense of things. And listen, I'm gonna get to that part in a minute, Joe LB. But the thing is that in this series, Kyrie somehow has to push the pace. Those role players gonna have to shoot the basketball. They're gonna have to get some open looks. What we always talked about Joker and his defense and Steph Curry and his defense. You know what the Denver Nuggets and the Golden State Warriors did? They hurried the hell up with their goddamn offense. They didn't bullshit around. So when you have a team like with a quote unquote incompetent defender, which is Luka, the same way that we was talking about Joker before he won it, and the same thing that we was talking about Steph when he was on the court. Mind you, Steph had better defenders, and every time the Warriors won a championship, if I'm not mistaken, they were top 10 in defense with guys like, I don't know, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Iguodala, Andrew Bogut to protect the rim. The list goes on and on and on. And the same thing I'm seeing last year with the Denver Nuggets, but the Denver Nuggets was probably 15 at best when they won the championship. And this Dallas team, when you have young guys like Gafford that can get up and down the court, Derrick Jones Jr. who can get up and down the court, Lively who can get up and down the court. The thing is, your role players come in Kleber, Tim Hardaway Jr., who I agree with you, is it said they wasn't running shit for. By the way, you got to get your shooters in some type of transition action, something. Because the thing is, the Dallas Mavericks made a game out of this. They made a game out of the last 2 games, and they cut it down to single digits. They cut it down to single digits in game 1 when they drew it back down to 8. They just panicked. Jason Kidd just panicked. Luka just panicked. Put a game plan together, goddammit. Stop fucking panicking, bro. And stop. Give yourself a damn chance. Get the others involved. Get them easier looks. Get them in transition. You do that, you give yourself a chance. You might be, listen, you may be, it's a strong possibility, 99.9% chance that you cannot fix Luka defensively in this series.
Not right now.
What you can do is speed the shit up. Give you a chance to put some points on the board. Get yourself some threes. Get Tim Hardaway on some transition. Get Kleber in some transition. Get what's the light skinned kid that come off the bench for them? The guard. Get Green, Hardy in some transition. Get them out and going. Yeah, it's over now, Dookie, because they didn't do the shit that they were supposed to fucking do, and now they in the shitter against a team that everybody is calling, yo, this is one of the best Boston teams ever, bro. What can they do? This is one of the most complete teams ever. If they act damn complete, how come they giving up a fucking 20-point lead in the second half? How? Explain that to me.
I can explain that to you. I can very well explain it to you. They still won.
They still won.
And not only did they still win. Just so you know, Leaf, these how many 100-point games they've given up to the Dallas Mavericks this season in these finals. 0. So defensively, we're talking about a Dallas Maverick team who with both Luka and Kyrie Irving, I think both of those guys combined, I think they've had 48 of the 50 of the 60 something possessions. They've had like 48 of them. That means ain't nobody else touching the peel.
Exactly.
That means nobody else is touching the peel.
When you look back at the teams that I talk about, Joker and the Nuggets, the Golden State Warriors and Steph, everybody touched the goddamn ball. Everybody, the ball moved, transition moved. You got up the court. You got in motion. You got in your sets. Listen. Defensively, when you know your go-to guy is that much of a liability, you have to go all in and throw the whole kitchen sink out on offense. You have to go all in and give your role players a chance to get their confidence, get shooting going. I understand that Gafford and Lively are rim divers, and Derrick Jones Jr. they like to go get downhill and go to the basket. I understand that. But what about the rest of your guys? What about Kleber? What about Tim Hardaway Jr.? What about Hardy? What about Green? What about them? Give them something in transition. Help, Jason Kidd. Do something. God damn it. This Boston team ain't that great as y'all make them out to be. They just have favorable matchups and they can be had. You just gotta throw everything at the wall. But now it's over because they won the last 2-3 games, and everything that Chill said is 100% correct. They only gave up this many games in this series where they're giving up 100, and now I'm looking like a total goddamn idiot because damn Jason Kidd doesn't know what to do. He beat Minnesota for nothing. The Denver Nuggets blew a 20-point lead, and this is where we are now. 2 fucked up ass goddamn finals, bro, back to back. God damn it, man.
Sorry,
shit.
I'm gonna leave you to it, Lee. Good to talk to you.
Yeah. Since I gave up so much negative energy, and by the way, before I leave, this doesn't change a damn thing about what I said about the Boston Celtics. They had favorable matchups like any other 60-something win team. They just got it done. Fine, they got it done. But this don't change a damn thing. Even Scottie Pippen was a fucking champion. Right. Excuse my French.
All right, good to talk to you, brother. What up?
Yo.
What up?
What's up, Chill?
What's up, brother?
First of all, I think the Mavericks need to go after a big wing.
I was just about to.
Like OG, they need somebody strong like OG, or they need to go after like Herb Jones.
I was about to ask
somebody.
That was my next question to you. Is this unit built? I mean, because my man brought up, maybe getting off of Kyrie Irving because they're a little older. is this unit built to protect Luka defensively? I'm not sure it is, because that Golden State Warrior team was built to protect Steph Curry.
That's a fact.
That Laker team was built to protect Magic.
That's a fact, but Luka's not showing any effort. The problem is he's worse than the cone. I don't even know what he's looking like right now. He's letting everybody blow past him.
Terrible.
Derek White looks at him like he's food. Stan Hauser looks like he's food. They're looking at Luka like he's food.
Yo, nobody looked at Dennis Johnson like he was food. Nobody.
Not at Luka. Derek White is looking at Luka.
This is the point that I'm making. Luka is an elite guard. Like, nobody looked at Stockton like he was food like that.
That's also true. And that comes with Luka. I feel like him losing this finals is gonna prove who he is. If he don't go and actually go in and work on his defense. And then the Mavs need to go get a big wing. The Celtics, their strength is wings. JB and Tatum are elite wings. They don't have nobody who could compete with them. Nobody. PJ's not doing it. Derek Jones Jr. is not doing it. They need wings desperately.
We're going to find out, SP. Good to talk to you, brother. Absolutely, my man. Yup. All right, guys, it's about that time for me. It was good to see you guys tonight. I will be back on soon. Next time I talk to you, we may have an NBA champion. I don't know for a fact. I can't say that with 100% certainty, but I'm not sure if this thing is coming back to Boston. I'm not sure. All right? I'm not sure if this thing is coming back to Boston. They could very well, like I said, the Boston Celtics are undefeated on the road in the playoffs. Undefeated on the road in the playoffs they are. So I can't say with 100% certainty that we're coming back to Boston. I do have one more super chat that I got to read, and that is from Matt. Matt said, is this one of the best defensive teams ever? Were they better defensive teams? To be honest with you, considering what they've done, Matt, I can't say with 100% certainty that you're wrong on that. Thinking about who they've gone up against and what they've done, you know, that Indiana team, one of the best offenses in the league, shut the door on them. Cleveland was one of the better offensive teams in the league, slowed them down. Donovan Mitchell was hurt for half the series. They still slowed them down, though. Still. And this Dallas team, this is a top 10 offense. They haven't scored 100. They haven't scored 100 points in this series. So that's pretty impressive. That definitely is. That's pretty impressive. I don't know where they rank when I think about the better defensive teams ever. Like, I don't think they was better than the 89 Pistons, the 04 Pistons. I don't think they was better than the 91 or the 92 Bulls. I don't think they was better than the 84, the 85, or the 80, the 84, the 86 Celtics. The 99 Spurs, I don't think they were better than them. This is a damn good defensive team, though. This is a damn good defensive team. I will not argue that. Damn good. So I will see you guys soon. Yes, I will. I will see you guys soon. But until then, put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey, man, call your mother. Call your mother. When last time you talked to your mother? Call your mother. I'll see you guys soon. But until then, take it light. Take it, man. It was good to see you guys tonight. Absolutely.